Hello everyone. We thought we'd start off with a few exercises because it's post-lunch. My name is Joanne Davis and I'm the manager for the TDSB Parenting and Family Literacy Centers.
And I'm Melissa Allers, the Executive Assistant with Literacy Northwest, which is the regional adult literacy network up in Thunder Bay.
And just to let you know that we have an interpreter in the room. Two.
French.
One French, and an interpreter who's doing sign language in front of the room. So we just want to be conscious of that when we're having our own discussion, so that we're doing turn taking, and my own particular challenge, not speaking too quickly. Okay. So we wanted first of all to start by going around the room and having you introduce yourselves and say a little bit about who you are and why you particularly chose this session, what you're hoping to get out of it. Maybe we'll start with Generation Next over here.
My name is Matt Taylor. I'm from Toronto, Nova Scotia, and up until about a month ago, I worked for a community-based literacy organization there. And I'm studying adult education as well currently, so I thought this was appropriate to my scenario.
My name is Angelina Peters. I work in the municipal government sector, but I also volunteer in literacy for French language in Penetanguishene. The reason I'm here is because with HR, I want to know what to expect in the next generation to come.
Great.
I'm Vanessa Yates, and I'm with the Learning Hub, and we do online literacy throughout the province. And I guess as part of Generation Next, I was curious about what this discussion would hold.
And I'm Linda Conley, and I'm the Executive Director of Prince Edward Learning Center in Picton. And
for the interpreter, can you?
Oh,
I can't hear.
I'm Linda Conley, and I'm from Prince Edward Learning Center in Picton. And I am 2 years away from retirement, probably 2 years from now. So I came thinking that, it's that whole thing of getting ready and knowing how to prepare the next generation, making sure I'm ready to give it up.
I'm Joanna White. I'm the program director at Red Lake District Adult Learning Center, and I'm thinking I'd like to retire, but I love my learning center so much that I need to retire in good conscience, but I do want to retire.
Debbie Brazeau from Scriber Terrace Bay Adult Learning Program. I'm a coordinator and instructor. I'm not going to retire for a while, but as part of the succession planning, I think it's important, and I wanted to be here and gather some information.
Hi, I'm Rachel Burgess. I'm with the Office of Literacy and Central Skills. I'm here because I thought it would be interesting. Hi, I'm Ashley Hoth, and I'm the Project and Development Coordinator for Literacy Link Niagara, which is the regional adult literacy network in the Niagara region. I'm here because we are talking about succession planning not only within our organization, but we want to also assist our programs in creating their own succession plans. So it's just it's good to know what's going on in other communities and what's working and not.
My name is Claire Archibald, and I'm the Executive Director of Moncton Head Start. And part of my job is to build leadership and also succession planning. I'm not retiring for a while.
Okay.
My name is Natalie Worthen. I'd like to retire, but it'll be a few years yet. I'm from Holland College, Charlottetown, PEI, and I'm the manager for adult education. And the next generation's coming up. We need to be ready for them and to know what it is they would like.
Hi, I'm Jack. I'm from the Bob Ruckle Center for the Deaf, and I'm an LDS instructor. I'm here because I'd like to see what this is all about.
My name is Emily Brown. I'm from Brant Falls Conservation Land. My day job is a victim services coordinator there with the Department of Justice. I'm here because I'm on the Literacy Newfoundland and Labrador Board. I just started in September. When I was put on this board, I was working as an employment counselor, so I've kind of done a switch up in employment, but nonetheless, I'm looking to bring a higher awareness of literacy and involvement in literacy to my community, and I thought it would be interesting to see what expectations are on me as French Generation Next.
Okay.
I'm Leslie Hamilton from Literacy Ontario Central South, the network in Ontario. And I'm here to see if we're actually ready to pass the torch.
Melissa, did you want to share a little bit, since there was such a lot of discussion about succession planning, your background?
Sure, I was just going to say, they're getting rowdy over there. So
Yeah.
start getting over it. One of the projects that the Regional Networks in Ontario participated in was a succession planning toolkit training session for regional networks for training to then go into back to their regions to share how to do a succession plan with their agencies. The type of toolkit to develop a binder that has all the information, so that should a program coordinator leave, the new one coming in has that one binder of their Bible of information. Everything from passwords to list of the board of directors, who to contact in emergency, all that type of stuff. So that's kind of where I don't like the word expertise, that's where some of my knowledge is coming from, and kind of building that, getting ready, just in case something happens, that risk management piece.
And I was interested in moderating and participating in this session, and this one techniques is to move to the other end of the room, but I won't block you. Because I'm very interested in the whole concept of how you transfer knowledge, not just from an individual to another individual, but also how you do that from one organization to the next. And one of the resources books that I've been using with my own staff is Dorothy Leonard's book. It's called Deep Smarts. And it really is looking more at the concept of experiential-based knowledge, that all of the people in this room, you have in this room a wealth of knowledge, and how do you share that information, and more importantly, how do you look at the staff, the people in this room who are threatening retirement, and how do you capture that knowledge before they leave, because when they leave sometimes with knowledge that is now lost to the organization. So the whole idea of mentoring and coaching and knowledge coaching is a particular passion of mine, and I've tried it, we've been doing some modeling with that with staff on a one-on-one basis, do one-on-one mentoring, but it's a time-consuming process, it's an expensive process, and it includes job shadowing. But I'm really interested in that kind of knowledge sharing, and it's more about know how as opposed to know what. So that's basically where I'm coming from. And that's as much talking as we're probably going to do.
Okay, so what we're going to do is, you guys are sort of into groups already, but we're going to have 3 questions, and you guys are going to move around the room as you answer the questions. We just want you to brainstorm, some stuff about, passing that torch. So question number 1 is, what does the next generation of literacy workers look like? And that's anybody in the literacy field. That can be instructors, that can be administrators at all levels, in the programs, at the networks, at the higher level provincial bodies. So how do we attract new practitioners and administrators into the field? And how are we going to support them once we get them? And how do we protect that organizational knowledge when an employee leaves? Because we can't take a USB flash drive and plug it into them and download everything before they leave.
So basically, what do they need? How do we get them? How do we keep them once we get them? And how do we keep and retain the information that is already within the organization, and how do we share it? So, well, we've got 3 groups.
Yeah, so we'll go question number 1, question number 2, and question number 3. So we'll give you a few minutes to brainstorm at your table.
Wow. That's a lovely storm.
We're doing the tracking.
Yeah, we're
First thing they came to
So
mind.
let's start by finding out what attracted you.
Okay, sure. Honestly, I felt
Listen to
I was trying to be a small business and
Okay, sorry to interrupt, there are flip charts, there's paper at that table, there's a flip chart here and a flip chart here. So if you can put your answers on a flip chart so that track them.
Sure.
I'll bring it closer for you.
posting what parts I thought.
No, I'm talking about I'm leaving, yeah, you're leaving. The person that's, yeah, next to
But more in depth,
Yep.
not so much like wired bonding, more like,
What were you doing with
yeah.
Yeah, like all of us, because, you know, jobs are always bigger than they look. They're always bigger than a job description. So even if you look at a job description and said, okay, we're gonna spend an hour just on this section of it. But there's things that you know that nobody else. If you're looking.
Yeah, it's very
And we just do
similar.
it for them.
We were doing questions.
I was doing youth employment programming,
You
and
have
the
contacts and you know how to nurture.
the center that manages the literacy program in my area also manages the employment programs in the area. So when the funding for that dried up, they noticed that a lot of the skill sets that I've been using in the employment field would, well, so they kind of invited me into it. I knew nothing about literacy when I started, and this was just last December. And because I work online, so I work from my house, I don't have any
Something you want to
mentorship.
share with the next.
So I still don't know.
I
I know how to do my job, and I know how to interact with my clients, but the overall knowledge cloud that exists out there about literacy is something that I don't feel like I'm very tapped into.
It's success.
Part of the reason I thought this would be an interesting
I
discussion.
don't know if there's a cookie cutter version of it for me with the time as far as like 2 years before you
I had to start that way.
And writing down things.
If someone wants to start that way,
You know how, whatever, because that's.
My
Is that how you interpreted the question?
Yes.
Does it physically look like?
That's what I said, if that you would also refer to and
close to writing down, then you would stick around.
Understand,
It was your choice to leave.
So that was the
I guess it's not bad.
back then.
I say, you know, look at what's
So I did
done
shut
now.
from one location.
And,
Journaling would be a
But I got,
you know,
my pension, you got
like,
kids.
everybody at this conference is tweeting. I don't tweet. I'm not that technology.
I know that when
technology kind
I
of
took the
person.
position that I had, the person stayed
So,
available
like,
to me for a long time.
Is it,
So
you know,
that
it's
you
gonna be all
didn't feel like
technology
I better
based.
get them all down.
Because that's how we have to look at it, the next
Because
generation.
he stayed with me for a bit and then we left and said, you can
So
call
that,
me.
then, you
And
know,
I
then
did,
does that
you
come
know,
up
just
with
because something,
Mind
different times of the year,
But when
different
they
things
want
come up.
benefits,
I just want that
money,
information
like,
in because that's what
you
I
should
need.
want benefits.
And so if
You
you
want money to make
sometimes
some
people
money.
may not be as open.
do they want?
Yeah.
Stay in touch after.
I mean, that's the first
I
thing that I
would
would
really
say.
When you
How
ask
do
the
you
question,
interact
what
with
Even if I had to
others?
base
Make
it.
sure that
If you
it's
mean what kind of habits they have, what kind of technological skills they
in terms of
possess, then I think the question should
and
go
stuff like that, but in terms of
to
funding consistency,
rather than
I
like,
mean,
because
right
not
now,
like
in my organization,
typically interpreted
I am
as
low
a
on
physical
everyone,
evidence
so
of
the
health.
attention, funding goes up and
Ask
down,
questions
it has
as
been
we go
very
along.
easy for me to lose
Everyone
my
would
job.
have that.
So it makes it hard for me to want to invest a whole lot of
See,
myself
what I find in
into
reality
learning
is,
a
though,
whole
in
lot of
agencies, not about the
knowing,
agencies,
you know,
everybody's really
government's
busy
come,
doing
government's
their
go,
own work.
money gets cut,
And so for them to
and
pay
these
attention,
programs don't
I
sustain
think that's
themselves,
zero for
so
them necessarily.
am I gonna be around in 5 years? Is that gonna be
You know what I mean?
what I want to? And I investigated college programming and stuff like that because I learned very quickly once you get into something like that, I love it.
Immigration.
I think, I guess I think of funding.
To go ahead and
relationships,
invest
that's not
in a
something
college
you usually share with your
program,
staff.
not knowing
I
if
mean,
there's
like,
gonna
if
be
you're talking, sometimes you can talk about personality quirks, you know, like,
So
oh, you're
maybe
gonna
we
deal
should.
with Jim, and this is what, you know.
Hard to me. Sure.
Okay, so people with jobs and abilities.
They don't even know how much energy it takes.
We can
Some of the partnerships.
Yeah.
They're really focused on.
And that was the other thing too. The way that it's framed, how to use that organizational knowledge different ways. Actually, and I always had that same within our word architecture here and also the opportunity from the, you know, you have and cross mentoring. So you were talking about a project that we actually went for areas of the province. Now it would allow for building the literacy network, you know, and the notion of what are we mentored by people that may
That would be
Right.
open to people in the province.